The world has settled into a deep and profound quiet. The day, with all its noise and hurry, has finally released its hold, leaving behind the soft, velvety darkness of a new moon night. The air is still and cool, carrying the faint, clean scent of damp earth and distant, sleeping flowers. Take a slow, deep breath and let the peace of this moment settle over you. Feel the gentle weight of your body as you rest, a comfortable and reassuring presence. There is nothing for you to do right now, nothing to solve, and nowhere else you need to be. Your only task is to listen, to allow your mind to drift along with the sound of my voice as we begin our journey. Imagine yourself now taking a slow, peaceful walk down a quiet path. Perhaps it's a familiar path near your home, or maybe one that exists only in your imagination. The ground is soft beneath your feet. The sky above is a vast, endless blanket of the deepest indigo, so dark that the stars seem to burn with a special intensity. Without the moon to wash the sky in its gentle light, the constellations are sharp and clear, a brilliant map of ancient stories and faraway worlds. You can see the mighty hunter Orion with his shining belt, the graceful swan, Cygnus, soaring through the cosmos, and the faint, shimmering river of the Milky Way, all scattered across the celestial dome like diamond dust on dark velvet. The silence here is a comfortable one, a gentle hum rather than an absence of sound. You can hear the whisper of a soft breeze as it rustles the leaves of a nearby tree, a sound like a gentle sigh from the sleeping earth. You might hear the distant, lonely call of an owl, a soft "ooh-hoo" that echoes through the stillness, a lullaby for the world. As you stand there, simply being, simply breathing in the cool, clean air, you notice a soft movement in the periphery of your vision. It's not sudden or startling, but a slow, graceful descent from the heavens. You lift your gaze and see something small and silvery, tumbling gently through the air like a single errant snowflake in winter. It twists and turns, catching the faint starlight on its surface, shimmering as it floats down, 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 directly towards you. You feel no need to move, no sense of alarm, only a quiet and gentle curiosity. You hold out your hand, your palm open to the night sky, and as if guided by some unseen, gentle force, the silver object drifts perfectly into your grasp, landing as softly as a feather. You bring your hand closer to inspect it. It's not a leaf, as you might have first thought, but something that feels like cool, smooth cardstock. As your eyes adjust to the soft starlight, you see that it is a ticket. It is long and elegant, the color of spun moonlight, and it seems to absorb and then radiate the light from the stars above. The edges are intricately cut into a delicate filigree of tiny stars and crescent moons. In the center, written in a beautiful, flowing script of shimmering silver ink, are 4 words. Admit one. The Midnight Circus. Below the words, a small, elegant crescent moon is embossed, and it feels cool and perfectly smooth against the skin of your thumb. There is no time or date on the ticket, only a feeling, a sense of quiet and immediate invitation. It feels ancient and yet brand new, as if it were created just for this moment, just for you. A sense of wonder, as soft and gentle as the night air, begins to fill you. A circus? Here? Now? There was no sound of arrival, no rumbling of wagons or calls of workers setting up tents. The idea of a bustling, loud circus feels at odds with the profound peace of this night. But this ticket feels different. It hums with a quiet, gentle energy in your hand, a feeling of peaceful magic. It doesn't promise excitement and noise, but something else entirely. It promises wonder. It promises enchantment. As you hold the ticket, you feel a gentle pull, a subtle nudge from the night itself, encouraging you forward. You close your fingers around the cool, smooth surface of the invitation, a silent acceptance of this mysterious gift from the new moon sky. With the ticket held safely in your hand, you feel ready to see where this night will lead you. You take another slow, deep breath, the air filling your lungs with the scent of starlight and magic, and prepare to take the first step. The night is young, and a silent, wondrous adventure is just beginning. As that silent agreement settles in your heart, a soft and beautiful change begins to occur in the world around you. Your acceptance of the silver ticket seems to have awakened something in the night, a gentle magic that lay dormant, waiting for a special guest. You lower your gaze from the star-dusted sky to the path before you, and you notice a soft, internal light beginning to glow at your feet. It is not a harsh or artificial light, but a gentle, pearlescent luminescence, like the soft glow of a pearl held in moonlight. You watch, mesmerized, as a single, smooth, gray stone at the edge of your path begins to shine from within. Then another, a few feet ahead, begins to emit the same soft, soothing light. And another, appearing one by one, like soft notes in a silent melody being played just for you. A pathway is materializing out of the darkness, a trail of beautiful, glowing moonstones laid out to guide your way. The light they cast is gentle and kind, illuminating the ground in a soft, silvery pool that pushes back the deepest shadows, making the way ahead feel safe and welcoming. The stones themselves are perfectly smooth, worn by time and magic. Their surfaces cool and inviting to the eye. You feel an irresistible pull to follow them, a quiet certainty that this is the correct way to go. This is the path to the midnight circus. You take the first step, placing your foot beside the first glowing moonstone. The ground feels solid and real beneath you, yet there is a sense of lightness in your step, as if the magical path is helping you along, supporting you on your journey. You begin to walk, your pace unhurried and relaxed. With each step you take, another stone ahead begins to glow. So the path is always illuminated just a few feet in front of you. A personal and intimate trail through the darkness. The familiar world around you begins to soften and fade at the edges of the moonstone light. The garden wall, the distant lamppost, the shape of the familiar trees, they all seem to recede into a soft, indistinct mist that has begun to rise from the cool earth. The mist is not cold or damp, but feels like a soft, dry cloud of silver and gray. It swirls gently around your ankles, muffling the sound of your footsteps until they are mere whispers against the profound silence. The air grows even quieter, the distant sounds of the waking world fading away completely, replaced by a deep and peaceful stillness. It is just you, the glowing path, and the soft, swirling mist. The path leads you away from the familiar lane and into a wide, open field that you had not noticed before. The grass here is soft and springy underfoot, like a deep, velvet carpet. The mist grows a little thicker here, rising to your waist, but the moonstones shine ever brighter. Their gentle light, a reassuring guide, ensuring you never feel lost, only held and secure. You feel a sense of serene anticipation building gently within you. This journey is not about rushing to a destination, but about the experience of the journey itself. You notice the little details along the way. You see how the light from the moonstones catches the tiny droplets of dew on a blade of grass, making it sparkle like a tiny, perfect jewel. You see the way the mist parts before you, and closes gently behind you, creating a sense of being in your own private, magical world, shielded from everything else. The air here smells different, no longer of just damp earth, but of something else, something clean and ethereal, like the scent of ozone after a gentle summer rain, or the cool, clean fragrance of distant stars. The path begins to curve gently to the right, leading you deeper into the misty field. You have no sense of how far you have walked, or for how long. Time itself seems to have softened, stretching and becoming fluid, like the mist around you. All that matters is this present moment, this slow, peaceful walk along a path of light. The silver ticket in your hand feels comfortably warm now, a gentle heat that seems to resonate with the glowing stones at your feet. It feels like a key, and you are walking towards the lock it is meant to open. You continue your slow, meditative walk along the winding path of glowing stones. The mist swirls around you like a soft, silken blanket, creating a world that feels hushed and intimate, a sanctuary of peace. And then, through a break in the shifting silver fog, you see it, your first glimpse of the midnight circus. It is not what you would expect. There are no flashing lights, no garish colors, no cacophony of sound. Instead, it is a vision of serene and silent majesty, a spectacle designed by the night itself, silhouetted against the star-dusted indigo sky are the grand, sweeping shapes of circus tents. They are enormous, with tall, elegant peaks that seem to stretch up as if to touch the constellations themselves. But their color is what truly takes your breath away. The canvas of the tents appears to be woven from the very fabric of the night sky. It is the deepest shade of midnight blue, so dark it seems to drink in the surrounding darkness. And scattered across this deep, velvety canvas are tiny, twinkling lights, not sewn on, but seemingly embedded within the material itself, like captured stars. They pulse with a soft, gentle rhythm, a slow, steady beat like a sleeping heart, some shining with a silvery light, others with a soft, golden glow. The effect is mesmerizing, as if you are looking at a living piece of the heavens. There is one main tent, larger than the others, its central peak rising high into the sky, crowned with a large, gracefully shaped finial that looks like a silver crescent moon. Flanking it are several smaller, but no less beautiful, tents, each with its own unique, elegant shape, like pavilions in a celestial palace. The ropes that hold the tents taut are not coarse or plain, but appear to be spun from shimmering silver thread, catching the faint light from the moonstones and the embedded stars, creating a web of delicate, glistening lines that crisscross the dark canvas. The entire scene is one of quiet, understated grandeur, a place of magic that feels ancient and deeply peaceful. As you draw closer, the path of moonstones widens, leading you into a broad, open space before the entrance of the main tent. The mist begins to thin here, as if respectfully parting to grant you a clearer view. You can see more details now. You see that the pegs holding the silver ropes are not rough stakes driven into the ground, but are carved from what looks like obsidian, polished to a mirror-like shine that reflects the starlight. There are no crowds, no queues, no sign of any other guests. The silence is profound, broken only by the faint, almost imperceptible hum that seems to emanate from the tents themselves. A low, harmonic note that is more felt than heard. A resonant frequency of pure tranquility that seems to vibrate in the very air around you, calming your mind and soothing your spirit. You stop at the edge of the moonstone path, just before the entrance to the largest tent. The entryway is a tall, arched opening, draped with a heavy curtain of the deepest midnight blue velvet. The fabric is so rich and plush that it seems to absorb all sound, contributing to the incredible peace of the place. Embroidered upon the center of the velvet curtain, in exquisite silver thread that shimmers and shines, is a large, elegant sigil of a crescent moon cradling a single bright star. There is no one there to take your ticket, no barker calling you inside. The circus waits, silent and patient. It feels as though the entire magnificent spectacle has been erected just for you. A private showing for a single honored guest. You stand there for a moment, simply taking it all in. The sheer scale and beauty of it all is breathtaking, yet it inspires not excitement, but a deep sense of awe and wonder. It feels like a sacred space, a cathedral dedicated to dreams and the magic of the night sky. The silver ticket in your hand gives off another gentle pulse of warmth, a silent encouragement. This is it, the destination. You feel a sense of calm resolve settle over you. You are ready to see what wonders lie within. Taking a final, slow breath of the cool, clean air, you take a step forward, leaving the moonstone path behind, and stand before the great velvet curtain, ready to enter the midnight circus of celestial wonders. You stand before the grand entrance, the deep blue velvet curtain hanging heavy and silent, promising mysteries within. The silver embroidery of the crescent moon and star seems to pulse with a faint, gentle light, beckoning you forward. You raise your hand, the one holding the shimmering ticket, half expecting to have to push the heavy fabric aside. But before your fingers can even touch the plush material, the curtain begins to part on its own. It doesn't rustle or slide on a track. Instead, it simply dissolves from the center outwards, the velvet folding into itself in silent, graceful waves, like ripples on a perfectly still, dark pond. The opening it reveals is a tall, perfect archway, and from within, a soft, welcoming glow spills out onto the ground before you, along with a gentle, chiming sound. The sound is not loud or startling. It is like the delicate, random notes of a wind chime made of crystal. A clear, pure sound that seems to cleanse the air and instantly soothe the mind. It is a sound of welcome, an auditory invitation to match the visual one of the parting curtain. You hesitate for only a moment before stepping across the threshold, moving from the cool night air of the field into the unique atmosphere of the circus tent. The moment you cross the invisible line of the entrance, a wave of profound peace washes over you. The air inside is still and carries a new scent. A beautiful and calming aroma of night-blooming jasmine, cool stone, and a faint, sweet smell like spun sugar and ozone, the scent of a lightning storm long past. You find yourself in a sort of grand foyer, a vast circular space leading into the main body of the tent. The ceiling soars high above you, so high that it seems to be a perfect continuation of the night sky you just left behind. It is the same deep, velvety indigo, dotted with those same softly pulsing stars, creating the illusion that you are standing in an open-air pavilion under the cosmos. The ground beneath your feet is not grass or dirt, but a smooth, dark floor that feels like polished obsidian, cool and solid. It is so perfectly polished that it reflects the star-dusted ceiling above, creating the dizzying, wonderful sensation that you are floating in space, with stars both above and below you. There are no crowds here, no bustling throngs of people. There is only silence, space, and the gentle, chiming music that seems to have no specific source, but rather to be a part of the very air inside the tent, tall, slender poles, also the color of midnight, reach up to support the impossibly high ceiling, and twining around them are vines of a pale, silvery plant with leaves that glow with a soft, internal light, casting gentle, shifting patterns on the floor. The overall effect is one of being in a magical, nocturnal garden, a place of deep tranquility and breathtaking beauty. The sheer size of the space should feel overwhelming, but instead, it feels intimate and personal, as if this grand celestial cathedral was constructed just for your arrival. You take a few slow steps forward, your own soft footsteps, the only sound to join the gentle chimes. The silver ticket in your hand, having granted you entry, now feels like it is fading, its warmth and substance slowly dissolving until it becomes nothing more than a few motes of silver dust that catch the starlight and then vanish. It has served its purpose. You are here now, a guest in this impossible, beautiful place. You look around, your eyes slowly adjusting to the soft light, taking in the serene grandeur of it all. You feel the last vestiges of the outside world, any lingering thoughts or worries simply melting away, replaced by a profound sense of calm and a quiet, childlike wonder. This is not a place for worry. This is a place for dreams. You are safe. You are welcome. And the wonders of the midnight circus are only just beginning to unfold before you. As you stand in the center of the vast, star-lit foyer, marveling at the peaceful grandeur, you sense a presence. It is not a sudden appearance, but a gradual coalescing from the shadows near one of the glowing, vine-wrapped poles. A figure emerges, not by walking, but by seeming to simply resolve into being. It is a tall, graceful figure, impossibly slender and elegant, dressed in a suit of the deepest midnight blue velvet that perfectly matches the tent fabric. The suit is impeccably tailored, with a long coat whose tails brush the obsidian floor, and it is adorned not with buttons, but with small, polished pieces of meteorite that glitter like distant galaxies. This is the ringmaster. His face is serene and ageless, with features that are kind and gentle. His hair is the color of silver starlight, and his eyes hold the deep, ancient wisdom of the night sky itself. They are not startling or piercing, but deep and calm, and they seem to sparkle with a gentle, friendly light. He offers you a slow, soft smile, a gesture of pure welcome that puts you completely at ease. He holds a tall, slender staff made of twisted, dark wood, topped with a glowing orb of what looks like captured moonlight, which pulses in time with the soft, chiming music of the tent. He does not speak, yet as he meets your gaze, you hear a voice in your mind. The voice is not an intrusion, but a warm and soothing whisper, like the rustling of leaves or the gentle flow of a quiet river. "Welcome, honored guest," the voice says in your thoughts. "We are so pleased you could accept our invitation. I am the ringmaster of this circus, and it is my privilege to be your guide this evening. Please, do not feel the need to speak. Here we communicate with our hearts and minds. It is much quieter that way. His presence is incredibly calming. There is an aura of profound peace about him, a stillness that seems to slow your own heartbeat to a gentle, restful rhythm. He takes a slow, deliberate step towards you, his movements completely silent on the polished floor. He gestures with a long, elegant hand towards the archways that lead deeper into the circus. The Midnight Circus is not a place of loud applause or daring feats of danger. The voice continues in your mind, as gentle as before. It is a place of quiet wonder, a place for rest and dreams. We have been preparing for your visit. There are a few things we thought you might enjoy seeing before the main performance begins in your sleep. If you would be so kind as to follow me." He turns with a fluid, unhurried grace and begins to glide towards one of the large, arched openings leading out of the foyer. The opening is dark, but as he approaches, a soft, silvery light begins to glow from within, illuminating the way forward. You feel an innate trust for this serene and magical being. Following him feels like the most natural thing in the world. You walk behind him, your footsteps making soft echoes in the vast space. He leads you away from the central chamber and down a wide, curving corridor, the walls of which are also the same deep indigo fabric as the tent's exterior, dotted with softly glowing stars. The gentle chiming music begins to fade, replaced by an even deeper silence, a sense of gentle anticipation. The ringmaster glides along, his moon-topped staff casting a soft, steady light on the path ahead. He doesn't look back, but you can feel his calm, reassuring presence as he guides you. You are leaving the grand entrance behind and moving into the heart of the circus, into the private, behind-the-scenes areas where the real magic is born. The air grows cooler here, and the scent of night-blooming jasmine becomes more pronounced. You take a deep, slow breath, feeling completely at ease, ready to witness the first of the circus's celestial wonders. The ringmaster leads you to the entrance of a smaller, yet equally elegant tent. The velvet flap is a soft shade of silver gray, and as you approach, it too dissolves away, revealing the space within. The moment you step inside, you notice a distinct change in the atmosphere. The air here is cool and crisp, carrying the clean, electric scent of ozone and the sweet fragrance of night-blooming jasmine that you noticed earlier. The inside of this tent is vast, the ceiling once again lost in a perfect replica of the starry night sky. But this space is not empty. This is the practice tent for the starlight acrobats. Suspended in the air are long, flowing ribbons of pure, shimmering silk that seem to be woven from moonlight. There are hoops of polished silver hanging from invisible threads, and trapezes that swing in slow, gentle arcs, leaving faint trails of sparkling dust in their wake. And on this celestial equipment, the acrobats are rehearsing. They are beings made not of flesh and bone, but of pure, concentrated starlight. They are humanoid in shape, but their bodies are a swirling mass of tiny, brilliant points of light, constantly shifting and moving, like miniature galaxies given form. They are completely silent, their every movement a study in weightless grace. The ringmaster guides you to a comfortable, plush viewing area to one side, furnished with deep, soft cushions of dark velvet. "These are our Luminians," his voice whispers in your mind. They dance with the light of stars that have long since faded from the mortal sky. Their movements are a silent poem of what once was. You settle into a cushion which feels as soft as a cloud, and you watch, utterly captivated. One starlight acrobat holds on to a long, silken ribbon. Their form a brilliant cascade of silver light. They begin to climb, not with any sense of effort or strain, but by simply flowing upwards, their starry essence merging with the fabric of the ribbon. When they reach the top, they let go, tumbling downwards in a slow, breathtaking spiral, their body a vortex of light, before gracefully catching another ribbon just inches from the floor. The movement creates no sound, only a soft, visual swish of light, like a painter's brush stroke across a dark canvas. Another pair of acrobats practices on a trapeze. They swing back and forth in a wide, gentle arc that carries them across the entire expanse of the tent. At the peak of their swing, one lets go, soaring through the air, their body a perfect, glowing comet. They perform a slow, deliberate somersault, trails of stardust drifting from their limbs before their partner catches them with effortless precision. Their timing is perfect, their synergy absolute, a silent dance of trust and beauty. Their light pulses in a soft, steady rhythm, a gentle hum of energy that is deeply soothing to watch. You watch them for what feels like a lifetime, yet no time at all. Their silent, fluid motions are hypnotic. They leap and twirl and balance their starry forms, leaving faint, shimmering after images in the cool, dark air. The only sound is the almost imperceptible hum of their light and the soft, imaginary whisper of silk and silver moving through space. There is no tension here, no fear of falling, no sharp intake of breath from a crowd. It is simply art in its purest, most serene form. It is a visual lullaby, a dance of light designed to quiet the mind and fill it with a sense of wonder. As you watch the starlight acrobats weave their silent, sparkling patterns in the air, you feel your own body growing heavier, more relaxed, sinking deeper into the soft cushions as you are lulled by their celestial ballet. You remain settled in the deep, plush comfort of the velvet cushions, your gaze softly fixed on the silent, wondrous ballet before you. The ringmaster stands motionless and silent beside you, his presence a comforting anchor in this sea of dreamlike beauty. Your focus drifts from one starlight acrobat to another, allowing your eyes to follow whichever pattern of light seems most soothing. There is no need to try and see everything at once. The experience is not a performance to be critically observed, but a gentle tide of beauty to be floated upon. You let your attention rest on a single acrobat who is balancing on a thin, silvery high wire that stretches across the tent, so fine it is almost invisible. The acrobat is a being of soft, golden light. They walk the wire not with the tense, precise steps of a mortal performer, but with a slow, flowing grace, as if the wire were a wide and solid path. With each step they take, tiny motes of golden dust drift down from their feet, shimmering as they fall through the cool air before winking out like tiny, fading embers. The acrobat raises their arms, and the light within them seems to brighten, their form becoming a brilliant, radiant star. They hold this balance for a long, peaceful moment, a single point of steady, golden light in the vast, dark space. The sight is incredibly calming, a visual representation of perfect equilibrium and peace. You find your own breathing has slowed, matching the steady, gentle pulse of the acrobat's light. Your attention is then drawn to the gentle, rhythmic motion of the silver hoops. Another acrobat, this one a swirl of soft blues and purples, like a miniature nebula, is moving through a series of these hoops. They don't jump or dive through them. Instead, they seem to simply pour their light form from one to the next. The hoop they are in glows with their color, and then, with a movement like flowing water, their essence transfers to the next hoop in the chain, leaving the previous one to swing gently, empty once more. The motion is fluid and continuous, a silent, colorful cascade of light that flows through the silver rings. The soft, swirling colors are mesmerizing, and you watch them for a long time, feeling your mind grow quiet and still, emptied of thought and filled only with the gentle, shifting hues. The atmosphere in the tent is thick with tranquility. The only sound you can perceive is that gentle, low-frequency hum of the acrobat's light, a sound that feels more like a subtle vibration in your chest than something you hear with your ears. It is a deeply grounding and resonant hum, the baseline frequency of starlight and serenity. You can feel the coolness of the air on your skin, and you can smell that beautiful, clean scent of night-blooming jasmine and ozone. You feel completely present in this moment, your senses gently engaged by the serene spectacle. There is nothing to analyze, nothing to question. There is only the quiet joy of watching these beings of light practice their ancient, silent art. As you continue to watch the rehearsal, you feel a deep sense of relaxation spreading through your entire body. It starts in your shoulders, releasing any tension you might have been holding there. It flows down your back, soothing each muscle as it goes. It moves into your arms and legs, making them feel heavy and wonderfully at ease. Your whole body feels deeply and comfortably at rest, cradled by the soft cushions and the peaceful atmosphere of the tent. The starlight acrobats continue their endless, graceful dance, their silent movements a perfect lullaby for a mind ready for sleep. They are weaving a tapestry of light and peace, and you are being wrapped within its soft, comforting folds, drifting ever deeper into a state of pure, untroubled calm. After a long, peaceful time watching the silent dance of the acrobats, the ringmaster gives a slight, almost imperceptible nod, as if responding to the silent signal. The acrobats conclude their rehearsal, their forms gently dimming until they are just faint, pulsing embers of light resting on their perches. The ringmaster turns to you, his kind, star-lit eyes conveying a quiet question. Are you ready to see what comes next? His voice whispers in your mind. You give a slow, sleepy nod, and he begins to glide towards another archway on the far side of the practice tent. You rise from the cushions, feeling wonderfully relaxed and light, and follow him. He leads you out of the acrobat's tent and into an area that is completely different. The ceiling of the night sky is gone, and you find yourself standing in what appears to be an open-air enclosure, yet you know you are still within the magical confines of the circus. This space feels like a vast, nocturnal meadow under the real stars. The ground is covered in soft, dark grass that feels like velvet beneath your feet, and it is dotted with strange, beautiful flora that glows with a soft, internal light of its own. There are tall, slender mushrooms with caps of deep blue that pulse with a gentle, silvery light, and beds of flowers with petals that look like they are made of spun moonlight, their faint glow illuminating the soft darkness. This is the menagerie of constellation. So, it is not a collection of caged animals, but a peaceful sanctuary where creatures formed from the star patterns in the sky roam freely and gently. The ringmaster guides you along a winding path of soft, dark earth, and as you walk, you begin to see them. The first one you see is Leo the lion. He is magnificent, his body not made of fur and muscle, but of pure golden light. The stars of his constellation burning brightly within his form. He is not fierce, but serene. He lies peacefully on a bed of glowing moss, his great head resting on his paws, his tail occasionally twitching, sending a shower of golden sparks into the air. His light gives off a gentle, comforting warmth that you can feel even from a distance. Further along the path, you see Draco the dragon. He is not a fearsome beast, but a long, elegant serpent made of shimmering, silvery white light. He glides gracefully and silently through the air, his long body weaving between the tall, glowing mushrooms. His movements are fluid and mesmerizing, like a river of starlight flowing through the meadow. He seems curious, his head with its brighter star eyes turning to watch you as you pass, but his presence is entirely peaceful, even calming. You see other, smaller constellations grazing on the light of the glowing flowers. You see Lepus the hare, a small creature of quick, silver light, nibbling on a moon petal. you see the twin figures of Gemini, two luminous beings of soft, white light, sitting together and seemingly engaged in a silent, sparkling conversation. The air here is filled with a sense of quiet harmony. There are no animal sounds, only the same gentle, resonant hum of light that you experienced in the acrobat's tent. But here it is multifaceted, a chorus of different tones and frequencies blending into a beautiful celestial symphony. The scent of the glowing flowers and the damp, cool earth combines to create a fragrance that is profoundly relaxing, the very perfume of a peaceful, magical night. You walk slowly through this sanctuary, a silent observer of this impossible, beautiful ecosystem, feeling a sense of connection to the ancient stories written in the stars. As you meander along the path, taking in the serene beauty of the constellation creatures, the ringmaster pauses beside a small, quiet clearing. In the center of this clearing, curled up and sleeping soundly, is Ursa Minor, the little bear. Her form is smaller and softer than the others, a gentle collection of 7 bright yet soft white stars connected by faint lines of shimmering light. She looks utterly peaceful and content, her little body gently rising and falling with each silent, sleeping breath. The light she emits is not as bright as Leo's or as sharp as Draco's. It is a milky, opalescent glow, like a nebula seen from afar, and it is incredibly soothing to behold. The ringmaster turns his calm, starlit gaze to you, and his voice whispers in your mind. The celestial creatures are gentle souls. They feel the heart of a visitor. This little one, in particular, is fond of quiet company. If you wish, you may approach. He gives you an encouraging, serene smile. There is no pressure in his invitation, only a gentle offering of a unique and peaceful experience. You feel a soft pull towards the sleeping constellation, a desire to be closer to its tranquil energy. You step off the main path and onto the soft, velvet grass of the clearing, your movements slow and deliberate so as not to startle the sleeping creature. As you draw nearer, you can feel the gentle energy emanating from the little bear. It's not a heat, but a cool, calming aura that feels like dipping your hand into a still, clear pool of water on a warm night. You stop just a few feet away from her, simply watching the soft, rhythmic pulse of her 7 stars. She seems to sense your presence in her sleep, as one of her starry ears gives a gentle twitch, but she does not wake. She remains in her state of deep, peaceful slumber, trusting and unafraid. the ringmaster's voice returns, a soft whisper in your consciousness. You may reach out. She will not mind. Following his gentle guidance, you slowly kneel down on the soft grass, bringing yourself closer to the little bear's level. You extend your hand, your movements slow and fluid, until your fingertips are just above her starry form. You hesitate for a moment, then gently lower your hand until you make contact with her flank. The sensation is unlike anything you have ever felt. It is not fur. It feels like touching cool, incredibly smooth stardust. It is solid, yet ethereal, and a soft, pleasant tingling sensation spreads from your fingertips up your arm. It is the feeling of touching pure, peaceful magic. At your touch, the little bear doesn't startle or wake. Instead, a soft, chiming purr seems to emanate from her form. It is not a sound you hear with your ears, but a gentle, resonant vibration that you feel through your hand, a vibration that travels through you, seeming to align your own energy with her deep state of peace. You gently stroke her side, your fingers gliding over the smooth, cool stardust of her being. With each stroke, the chiming purr deepens, and the soft, milky light of her 7 stars pulses with a gentle, contented rhythm. This quiet, simple interaction is profoundly calming. It is a moment of pure, silent connection with a creature of magic and light, a shared moment of tranquility in the heart of this enchanted menagerie. You remain there for a long, peaceful while, your hand resting on the little star bear, your own mind growing ever more still and quiet, absorbed in this simple, beautiful, and deeply restful act. After your long, peaceful moment with the little star bear, you slowly and gently withdraw your hand. The chiming purr softens and fades as you stand up, but the bear remains in a state of deep, untroubled sleep. You give her one last look, feeling a sense of deep gratitude for the quiet connection, before rejoining the ringmaster on the path. He gives you a knowing smile, his eyes twinkling with a gentle light, before turning to lead you onward, deeper into the magical grounds of the circus. He guides you out of the open-air menagerie and towards another large tent, this one made of a fabric that seems to shimmer and shift with deep, swirling colors, like a captured nebula. As you approach, you begin to hear it. It is not music in the traditional sense, with melody and rhythm, but a soundscape of pure, harmonious tones. It is a chord that seems to have no beginning and no end, holding a note of such profound peace that it feels like the sound of the universe breathing. The ringmaster pauses before the entrance, allowing you to simply listen for a moment, to let the sound wash over you. It resonates deep within your chest, a vibration that seems to calm your very soul, loosening any remaining knots of tension you might possess. With a graceful gesture, he parts the shimmering curtain, inviting you inside. The interior of this tent is breathtaking. It seems to hold the very essence of the night sky, but instead of just stars, the space is filled with swirling clouds of cosmic dust in vibrant hues of magenta, cyan, and deep violet. There is no central light source. The entire space is illuminated by these beautiful, shifting nebulae. And floating serenely within these clouds of color are the members of the celestial choir. They are tall, ethereal beings, their forms indistinct and flowing, as if they are woven from the very fabric of the cosmic clouds that surround them. They have graceful, human-like shapes, but their most striking feature are their wings. They are not feathered, but are ventaured, sweeping appendages of pure, swirling light and color, like the wings of a galaxy. They are not singing with their mouths, but are creating the beautiful, resonant chord you heard with their entire beings. They simply float in the vibrant air, their wings slowly, gently beating. And with each movement, the harmonious tones swell and then soften, creating a gentle, endless wave of sound. The ringmaster guides you to a comfortable, crescent moon-shaped bench that seems to be carved from a solid piece of obsidian, positioned where you can observe the choir without disturbing them. You sit, and the cool, smooth stone feels solid and grounding amidst the ethereal scene. This is the chorus of the cosmos. The ringmaster's voice whispers in your mind, the words weaving themselves into the harmonious soundscape. They do not sing songs of joy or sorrow. They sing the sound of creation, the sound of stars being born, and of silence growing in the great, peaceful voids of space. Listen, and let the sound fill you. You close your eyes, letting go of the visual spectacle to focus solely on the sound. The layered harmonies are incredibly complex, yet perfectly unified. You can pick out low, deep tones that vibrate through the bench and into your body, feeling like a gentle, internal massage. Then there are mid-range tones that are warm and encompassing, like being wrapped in a soft, warm blanket of sound. And high above it all are clear, crystalline notes that shimmer and dance in your hearing, like the light of the most distant, ancient stars. The sound is constantly shifting and evolving, yet it remains centered on that single, perfect, peaceful chord. It is a sound that seems to bypass the ears and speak directly to the spirit. It is a sound that cleanses the mind of thoughts, leaving only a state of pure, blissful awareness. You feel yourself drifting on these waves of celestial harmony, your consciousness expanding and softening, becoming as vast and as peaceful as the space these beings inhabit. You are not just listening to a lullaby. You are inside it, a part of its deep and endless peace. You drift in that ocean of sound for what seems like a blissful eternity. When the ringmaster gently indicates that it is time to move on, you feel as though you are surfacing from a deep and peaceful dream. The resonant hum of the choir follows you as you leave their tent, a lingering vibration of peace that stays with you. You follow your silent guide back into a quiet, star-dusted corridor, feeling more relaxed than ever before. He leads you to a small, charmingly lit alcove. Tucked into this space is not another grand tent, but a small, ornate cart, intricately carved from a dark, shimmering wood that looks like ebony inlaid with silver. This, the ringmaster conveys, is the concession stand of dreams. The cart is attended by a small, gentle being made of soft, silvery moonlight, who offers you a warm, friendly nod. Instead of popcorn, peanuts, or candy, the cart holds an array of beautiful and mysterious offerings. On the top shelf are small, crystalline vials filled with swirling, pearlescent liquids. A small, handwritten sign beside them reads, "Sweet Dreams," and you can smell a faint, calming aroma of honey and lavender emanating from them. On the shelf below are a row of beautiful, handcrafted ceramic mugs, each filled with a steaming, fragrant beverage. The steam rises in slow, lazy spirals, and the sign here reads, "Slumbering Star Tea." The air around this part of the cart is warm and spiced with the comforting scents of cinnamon, clove, and something else, something sweet and floral and deeply soothing. The final shelf holds what looks like clouds of spun moonlight, delicate, silvery puffs of what you might call cotton candy, if it weren't so ethereal and shimmering. A small refreshment before the final wonder. The ringmaster's voice explains in your mind. Sustenance for the dreaming soul. He gestures towards the warm mugs of tea, indicating that this is his offering to you. The moonlight being takes one of the mugs, a beautiful cup of deep midnight blue, speckled with tiny white dots like a miniature night sky, and offers it to you with both hands. You accept the cup, and it feels wonderfully warm in your hands. A pleasant, grounding heat that seeps into your palms and fingers. You lift the mug towards your face and inhale the gentle steam. The aroma is heavenly. It is primarily the comforting scent of chamomile and cinnamon, but underneath there is a hint of something more exotic and magical. The scent of star anise and a faint, sweet fragrance that reminds you of the night-blooming jasmine from the acrobat's tent. You take a small, careful sip. The tea is the perfect temperature, warm and soothing, not hot. The taste is as wonderful as the scent. It's like drinking a warm, liquid lullaby. The chamomile brings a sense of calm, the cinnamon a gentle warmth, and the magical floral notes leave a taste of sweet, peaceful wonder on your tongue. You stand there in the quiet corridor, slowly sipping the slumbering star tea. With each sip, you feel a new wave of relaxation washing through you. It's a gentle, creeping warmth that starts in your chest and spreads slowly outwards to the tips of your fingers and the ends of your toes. It's a deep, comfortable sense of well-being, as if the tea is gently untying knots you didn't even know were there. The warmth seems to travel up into your neck and head, soothing your thoughts, making them feel slow, soft, and distant. You are not becoming drowsy in a heavy or unpleasant way, but rather you are becoming deeply, profoundly rested. You are present, calm, and perfectly at ease. You finish the last sip of the delicious, magical tea and hand the empty mug back to the gentle, moonlit being who gives you another kind, silent nod. The warmth of the tea remains within you, a cozy, internal blanket preparing you for the final and most mysterious part of your tour. With the comforting warmth of the star tea spreading through you, you feel wonderfully serene and ready for whatever comes next. The ringmaster leads you to the final tent on your private tour. This one is different from the others. It is smaller, more intimate, and the fabric is not a starry blue or a shimmering nebula, but a deep, pure black, a velvet that seems to absorb all light and all sound. There is no embroidery on the entrance, no sigil of moon or star. It is utterly plain and mysterious. The ringmaster does not part the curtain. He simply lifts a corner of the heavy black velvet holding it open for you, revealing an entrance into perfect darkness. You feel no fear, only a deep and peaceful curiosity. You trust your guide completely. You step through. The moment the curtain falls behind you, you are enveloped in a profound silence and a soft, comfortable darkness. It is not an empty or cold blackness, but a rich, velvety dark that feels safe and enclosing, like being wrapped in the softest blanket. For a moment, there is nothing, no sound, no light, no sensation other than the solid floor beneath your feet and the gentle warmth still radiating through you from the tea. You simply stand, breathing slowly, allowing your eyes to adjust, though there is nothing yet to see. Then, a soft light appears. It does not flick on or flare into being. It simply begins to exist. It is a small, gentle glow emanating from the hands of a figure sitting cross-legged on a cushion in the center of the space. As your eyes adjust, you can make out the form of the celestial magician. He is an ancient, wise-looking figure with a long, silver beard that seems to be woven from starlight itself. He is dressed in simple, flowing robes of the same deep black as the tent, so that he almost blends into the darkness around him. The only light in the entire tent comes from his hands, which he holds cupped together before him, and the soft internal light that glimmers within his kind, ancient eyes. He does not look at you directly, his focus entirely on the space between his palms. The ringmaster has not entered with you. You are alone with the magician. You feel an instinctual understanding that this is a place for silent observation. You find a comfortable spot to sit on the floor, which is covered in a soft, thick rug, and you make yourself comfortable, your attention drawn irresistibly to the magician's softly glowing hands. The magic he performs is not grand or theatrical. It is quiet, intricate, and deeply personal. It is the magic of creation in its smallest, most delicate form. He is not pulling rabbits from hats or making things disappear. He is working with the very essence of the night sky. The tent is a space of pure potential, a canvas of darkness upon which he will paint with light. The air is still and silent, filled with a sense of deep concentration and quiet power. You sit, perfectly still and calm, your breathing slow and even, your mind clear, ready to witness the most intimate and wondrous magic the midnight circus has to offer. You sit in the comfortable, silent darkness of the magician's tent, your entire attention focused on the wise, ancient figure before you. The only light comes from his cupped hands, a soft, silvery glow that illuminates the kind, focused expression on his face. You watch, mesmerized, as he slowly, gently uncups his hands. The light does not spill out or fade away. Instead, it remains suspended in the air between his palms, a perfect, shimmering sphere of soft, white light about the size of a crystal ball. He holds it there for a long moment, as if warming it, nurturing it with his silent intention. The sphere pulses with a slow, steady rhythm, like a gently beating heart, and its light is soft and easy on the eyes. Then, with an expression of deep concentration, the magician gently places the fingertips of his right hand on the top of the glowing sphere. He takes a long, slow breath, and as he exhales, a beautiful and impossible thing begins to happen. Where his fingers touch the light, a swirl of darkness begins to form. A perfect, miniature vortex of the same deep, velvety black as the tent around you. He gently draws his fingers downwards, and the vortex follows, pulling the darkness into the heart of the shimmering sphere. The light and the dark do not fight or cancel each other out. Instead, they begin to dance. He lifts his other hand and gently prods the sphere, and where he touches it, new swirls and eddies of light and dark appear. He moves his hands around the sphere, his fingers moving with the slow, deliberate grace of a sculptor working with clay. He is not just mixing light and shadow. He is shaping them, imbuing them with form and structure. You watch, utterly captivated, as he gently scoops up a handful of the pure darkness from beside him and sprinkles it into the sphere like a pinch of salt. The darkness doesn't just fall. It becomes a river, a flowing current of night that winds its way through the glowing mists of light. He is creating depth and texture, transforming the simple sphere of light into something infinitely more complex and beautiful. Inside the sphere, which now floats unsupported in the air before him, a universe is taking shape. You can see swirling arms of light that look like the spiral arms of a galaxy. You can see vast, dark voids that resemble the great, empty spaces between star clusters. You can see shimmering clouds of light that look like the nebulae where new stars are born. He has conjured a miniature, living galaxy in the palms of his hands. It rotates slowly, majestically in the silent air of the tent. Tiny points of brilliant light begin to flicker into existence within the swirling mists, each one a perfect miniature star. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen, a dynamic, living sculpture of cosmic creation, and it is happening just for you. The magician has not said a word, his ancient eyes never leaving his creation. His focus absolute. The only sound is the slow, steady rhythm of your own breathing as you watch the birth of a tiny, silent universe in the heart of the magical circus. The miniature galaxy floats in the silent air between you and the magician, a perfect, self-contained universe of swirling light and soft darkness. Its beauty is profound, holding your attention completely. The magician now moves from the grand act of creation to the more delicate art of refinement. He reaches out with one long, slender finger and gently touches one of the swirling arms of the galaxy. With an impossibly precise movement, he plucks a single tiny point of brilliant light, a single star from the cosmic dance. He holds it on the tip of his finger, where it shines like a tiny, perfect diamond. He then slowly, deliberately, places this star in the dark space just outside the rotating galaxy, where it hangs, suspended and shining, in the velvet blackness of the tent. He repeats the motion, his focus absolute. He reaches back into his miniature universe, selects another star, and places it in the darkness near the first. He is like a celestial jeweler, selecting the most perfect gems from his collection. He does this again and again and again. He is not placing them randomly. You begin to see a pattern emerging in the darkness, a familiar shape being drawn with points of light. With 7 perfect stars, he carefully constructs the form of the Big Dipper, its handle gracefully curved, its bowl hanging in the silent air. The newly formed constellation glows with a steady, peaceful light, a familiar friend in this strange and wondrous place. Once the constellation is complete, the magician makes a soft, gentle gesture with his hand, and the 7 stars begin to move. They don't just float away, they begin a slow, graceful dance, weaving in and out of each other, leaving faint, silvery trails of light in their wake. They are performing a silent, celestial ballet, their movements perfectly synchronized. It is as if he has not just placed the stars, but has given them life and a joyful, peaceful spirit. The sight is mesmerizing, drawing you deeper into a state of calm and wonder. He allows the Big Dipper to dance for a long, peaceful moment before gently gathering the stars back into his palm with a soft, sweeping motion. The light melts into his hand, and he returns it to the swirling galaxy, which has been patiently rotating all this time. Then he begins again. He plucks new stars, this time of a soft, golden hue, and carefully places them in the darkness. You watch as he meticulously pieces together the great square of Pegasus, the winged horse. Then he creates the graceful, swan-like shape of Cygnus and the zigzag pattern of Cassiopeia. Each constellation is a masterpiece of light and precision, and each is brought to a gentle, dancing life by the magician's quiet command. He is not just showing you constellations. He is reenacting their creation, weaving them from the fabric of his own personal universe. The process is slow, deliberate, and incredibly soothing, a silent story of the night sky told in the most beautiful way imaginable. After forming and animating several familiar constellations, the magician allows the last of them, the graceful swan, to dissolve back into the swirling galaxy of light. The galaxy continues its slow, silent rotation, a constant, beautiful presence in the dark tent. Then, for the first time, the celestial magician lifts his gaze from his creation and looks directly at you. His eyes, you see now, are not just one color, but seem to contain swirling galaxies of their own. They are filled with an ancient, profound kindness and a deep understanding. He offers you a slow, gentle smile that seems to reach across the quiet space between you. A gesture of pure, unconditional welcome. He doesn't need a voice to communicate. You understand his intention as clearly as if he had spoken it aloud. He is going to create something new, something just for you. He turns his attention back to the floating galaxy, and this time he does not pluck the stars one by one. Instead, he dips his cupped hands into the miniature universe, as if scooping up water from a stream. He brings his hands out, and they are filled with a shimmering, liquid light, a flowing collection of nascent, unformed stars. He holds this raw, creative energy before him, and he looks at you once more, his gaze soft and thoughtful, as if he is reading the quietest, most peaceful parts of your heart. He begins to work, his fingers moving with a new kind of intimacy and care. He is no longer recreating old patterns, but is now inventing, designing, and weaving a new one. He pulls a long, silver thread of light from the mass in his hands and gently shapes it into a soft, graceful curve. He adds smaller, softer lights, some that pulse with a gentle rhythm, others that hold a steady, peaceful glow. He works with the focused attention of a master artist, his every movement filled with purpose and a gentle, loving energy. You are not just watching him create a shape. You are watching him imbue it with meaning. He seems to be pouring feelings of peace, tranquility, and deep, restorative rest into the very light he is shaping. Slowly, a new and unique constellation takes form in the space before him. It is a beautiful, abstract shape that seems perfectly balanced and harmonious. Perhaps it looks like a gently blooming flower, or a gracefully soaring bird, or a perfectly formed seashell. Whatever its form, you recognize it instantly. It is not something you have seen before, but it feels deeply familiar, as if it were a symbol of your own inner peace given a beautiful, luminous form. This is your constellation, a personal sigil of calm created just for this moment, just for you. When he is finished, he holds it gently in his upturned palms, offering it to you. This is for your journey into slumber, you understand him to say, without a single word being uttered. A light to watch over your dreams. With a final, gentle gesture, he does not place the constellation in the darkness of the tent, but with a soft, pushing motion of his hands, he sends it gliding through the air directly towards you. It does not hit you or startle you. Instead, as it reaches you, it passes through you, a warm, tingling wave of light and peace. It feels as if he has gently placed this beautiful, personal constellation, not in the sky, but in your mind's eye, a beautiful, shining image of tranquility that you can turn to as you drift ever closer to sleep. The warm, peaceful light of your personal constellation settles deep within you, a gentle, glowing ember of tranquility in your mind's eye. The celestial magician gives you one last, kind smile before his form and the floating galaxy begin to slowly fade, dissolving back into the soft, velvety darkness of the tent until you are once again in a place of profound, comfortable silence. After a moment, the heavy black curtain is gently pulled aside by the ringmaster, his form a welcome silhouette against the soft, star-lit glow of the corridor beyond. He extends a hand, not to touch you, but as a gesture of invitation to follow him one last time. You rise, feeling wonderfully light and serene, and follow him out of the magician's tent. He doesn't lead you down a long corridor this time. Instead, he guides you just a few steps to a grand, wide-open archway. Stepping through it, you find yourself back in the main, central tent. The place you first entered what feels like a lifetime ago. But it has been transformed. The vast, circular space is no longer an empty foyer. It is now a grand, silent auditorium. Rows upon rows of plush, velvet seats have appeared, arranged in sweeping, concentric circles around a central ring. But there is something strange and wonderful about them. All of the seats, which stretch out into the soft, distant shadows, are empty. All except one. In the very center of the front row, with a perfect, unobstructed view of the main circus ring, is a single, inviting armchair. It looks different from all the other seats. It is larger, more comfortable looking, and seems to be made of the softest, deepest velvet imaginable. It is your seat. This entire, vast, starlit auditorium has been prepared for an audience of one. The ringmaster glides silently beside you, down a gently sloping aisle, his moon-topped staff casting a soft, steady glow on your path. The silence in this space is even deeper than before. It is a respectful, expectant silence, the kind that falls just before a magnificent performance is about to begin. You reach the armchair, and you can see now how truly comfortable it is. The velvet is the color of a deep twilight sky, and the cushions look as soft as clouds. A small, silken blanket, the color of spun moonlight, is neatly folded over one of the arms. The ringmaster stops and turns to you, his starlit eyes full of a gentle finality. Your seat, honored guest. His voice whispers in your mind. The final performance is about to begin. But it is not a performance for waking eyes. It is a gift for your dreams, a story that will unfold as you sleep. He gestures for you to sit. You sink into the armchair, and it is even more comfortable than you could have imagined. It cradles your body perfectly, supporting you in all the right places. The velvet is soft and warm against your skin. You reach for the silken blanket and drape it over you. It is impossibly light, yet it provides a gentle, reassuring weight and a comforting warmth. You are perfectly situated, perfectly comfortable in the best seat of this grand, celestial theater. The ringmaster takes a step back, giving you a final, slow, respectful bow. His job as your guide is now complete. He has led you through the wonders of the circus and brought you safely to this place of final, perfect rest. You are settled now, in the most comfortable chair you have ever known, wrapped in a blanket of moonlight in the heart of a silent, magical circus. The ringmaster has faded back into the shadows, leaving you as the sole guest in this vast, peaceful auditorium. You lean your head back against the soft, plush cushion of the armchair and let out a long, slow sigh of contentment. Your body feels wonderfully heavy and relaxed. The warmth from the slumbering star tea still radiates gently from your core, and the image of your personal constellation glows softly and peacefully in your mind's eye. There is absolutely nothing left for you to do but to rest. As if responding to your state of readiness, the lights in the grand tent begin to dim even further. The soft glow from the vine-wrapped poles and the twinkling stars embedded in the canvas ceiling slowly, gently fade, like a natural twilight descending into night. The darkness that fills the space is not empty or frightening, but rich and soothing. It's a comfortable, enclosing darkness that encourages your eyes to close. As the visual world softens, your other senses become more apparent. You can feel the gentle, reassuring weight of the blanket over you. You can feel the soft, even rhythm of your own breathing, slow and deep and regular. Then a new sound begins, replacing the profound silence. It is the gentle, harmonious music of the celestial choir. It does not come from one particular direction, but seems to emanate from the very air around you, a perfect, immersive soundscape. It is the same beautiful, resonant chord you heard in their rehearsal tent, a sound that speaks of peace and creation. The harmonious tones wash over you in gentle, soothing waves, rinsing away the last remnants of any stray thoughts. The music fills your mind, leaving no room for anything but its own serene, celestial beauty. It is the most perfect lullaby imaginable. You let your eyes drift closed. Behind your eyelids, you can still see the gentle, steady glow of the constellation the magician made for you. It is your anchor in the soft darkness, a focal point of peace. You focus on its beautiful, harmonious shape, on its soft, steady light. With every breath you take, you feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the comfortable chair. With every wave of celestial music that washes over you, you feel yourself drifting further and further away from wakefulness. You are floating now on a gentle, peaceful tide, carried along by the celestial harmonies and the deep comfort of the moment. You feel safe. You feel peaceful. you feel completely ready for a night of deep, restorative, and magical sleep. Your journey through the waking wonders of the circus is over, and your journey into the sleeping ones is about to begin. You are floating in a state of perfect tranquility, on the soft edge between wakefulness and sleep. The chair and the blanket have all but disappeared, and you are aware only of the soft darkness, the gentle music of the choir, and the steady, comforting glow of your constellation in your mind. Just as you are about to drift completely away, you hear the ringmaster's voice one last time. It is a mere whisper now, as soft as a thought, coming from far away, yet feeling intimately close. "Good night, honored guest," the voice says. "The circus will continue in your dreams. May your slumber be peaceful, and your dreams be filled with wonder." His final, gentle farewell is a key turning in a lock, giving you permission to let go completely. And as you do, a new light appears in the darkness before your closed eyes. In the center of the circus ring, which is now the stage of your mind, a single soft spotlight of pure silver moonlight appears. And into that spotlight, with a silent, breathtaking grace, swings the first of the starlight acrobats. Her form is a cascade of brilliant silver light, and she leaves a beautiful, shimmering trail in the air as she performs a slow, elegant arc on her trapeze. She is joined by another, a being of soft, golden light, who soars through the air to meet her. They begin their silent, weightless ballet, their movements perfectly synchronized with the gentle, swelling harmonies of the celestial music. Then, the constellation creatures begin to appear, wandering peacefully around the edges of the ring. Leo the lion, his golden light a warm and comforting presence. Draco the dragon, his silvery form weaving elegant patterns in the air. And Ursa Minor, the little star bear, who curls up at the edge of the ring, her soft, milky light, a beacon of deep, peaceful slumber. This is the performance, a beautiful, silent, and endless ballet of light and peace created just for you. A dream to begin your dreams. You are no longer consciously watching. You are simply a part of it now. The music, the lights, the graceful movements, they are all weaving themselves into the fabric of your own unique dream. The Midnight Circus has given you its final, most precious gift, a gentle and beautiful gateway into a night of deep, healing, and truly magical sleep. And so you drift, and you float, and you dream, carried away on the gentle currents of the celestial performance until the morning comes. Good night.